I asked him, I said, where's his partner in crime? I told him I thought they came and got them. It's 5 p.m. They've been kind of roaming since last night. When I got in, it was close to 10. And I told him, I said, oh, you shame now, but where's your partner? And it's a brown one like him. He's acting very different, and I think it's because I'm recording. It's like the cat that had a spirit. And the feds keep talking about how they're sabotaging me with these dogs. I won't let them in. I haven't fed them. Where's your partner? He's concerned about me closing his door. But I don't know why, because I hadn't been opening it. The only reason I did just now is to get some proof, obviously. Because, yeah, no. I didn't have any evidence. Tap, though, on my door. Did you hear it? That's how I knew he was out there. He hits it with his paw. Do the doggy tap. Well, I'm here, so I guess there's no need to tap. Listen when I close it. Breathing hard. The devil said I'd have made them mad. I'm sure they're hungry by now. When I got in, that was a different story. Because that was a different story when I got in. They ran up on me when I was getting my stuff out the car. And I got back in the car because I thought I just seen 2 dogs running at me. And then I realized it was the dogs from across the street. And I go and I get out and I'm like, oh. And I make sure I get out slowly. I make sure they're not going to my lips are still black from cake icing. Make sure they're not going to, be aggressive. The cows are up. But make sure they're not going to be aggressive. And then let me see my porch from here. Is he still right here? I think he went on about his business. Or he might have went to the side of the house he heard me walk to first. Oh, nope. He's definitely on my porch. So I get out, make sure they're not going to be aggressive. And then I go to my trunk and I had just got done picking up like a couple of things to hold me over for the next couple of days. And a couple of things to hold me over for the next couple of days. And so I have this meat in there. And I opened this pack of ribs. Like these spare ribs that I grabbed. And I need to cut the heat up. It's dropping and I just closed those blinds, so I'm not going to be getting anything from outside. But And I tear off this piece of rib, and I split it and I give it to him. And immediately I'm like, fuck, I probably shouldn't have done that. But it was almost kind of a nervous reaction, you know. I was just trying to make sure, you know, I distracted them and that they didn't grow angry with me moving. And so that works for a moment, but the one dog swallowed it, okay? Yeah, and we've all seen, like, had some dogs probably that do that. They don't chew, they swallow, and then you might get one that tries. I've had them both, okay? But so I bring my things in, and I have to make, like, probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 trips to the car, and that's just because I had some things in my front seat that was outside of my car, and I had just grabbed liquor also. So although it's not like a lot of groceries, I had to make separate trips and stuff. And you know, I don't use a key, I use my thumb. But hold on, look. First of all, why I thought the owner came and got them was because they keep staging car doors closing. On 2 occasions, I've checked. Out of the 5 times that happened, I checked twice, because it's not that I'm checking for them. They were closing the door, like it was closing a car door, like it was in front of my house, okay? And then they staged his voice. Someone said, hey, like, some, and snapped his finger. So I'm like, oh, maybe they just arrived and got their dogs, but I didn't hear any rocks. They've been attacking me since 8 a.m. It's 5 p.m., okay? So I've really just been trying to, like, I'm writing about that right now. I was supposed to be filling in the blanks. So I'm not going to go on too much about this. But look, so that's what made me give them food. And so about every trip I made outside, I gave them something. And then I took advantage of the things that I had in my freezer that I wasn't going to eat. So I had some breakfast sausage, like patties, that I put up there when I wanted to get rid of the box. That old, what is it? That brand, blue, red, and white blocks, with the pig on it. Old folks. Anyways, I wanted to get rid of the box, so I packaged it and I put it in the freezer. And I had a box from like 3 months ago of hamburgers that I grabbed, like, in a crunch. You know, like, and when I say in a crunch, it was like I guess maybe it was either I didn't want to cook, or it was a day or two to hold me over till I went grocery shopping. And so I had those burgers, and they made them awful for me when I had them. I tried them twice, and I tried them 2 different ways. So I had 2 burgers out of this, like, however many it was that was in there, probably 16 or something. And I take those out. I put the burgers in the microwave first, and I nuke them for a couple of minutes. And it was enough to just break it down a little bit. Break down the frozen, so it would bend a little. And I take that out and I give that to them. And so this is taking place on my porch now, and the crazy part is also, when I gave them the meat and I realized I fucked up, I was just like, I wanted to keep them away from my porch. But when I approached my porch, I realized that they had already been on my porch while I was away, because my flip-flops had been scooted around. They weren't left near the door where I left them neatly. So I was just like, fuck it, and I'll clean the porch, like, they'll come and get their dogs, find out they got out the gate, and I'll clean my porch. But so I give them those hamburgers. So they have this rib, and then they have hamburger, and then I tried to lure them away. Okay, and this is what those 4 trips. This is all happening in the same 4 trips. I tried to lure them away. I grabbed some chips out the front seat of my car, because I spent the day at Starbucks. I hadn't ate since I grabbed Popeyes. So the only thing I didn't eat before I left home. I grabbed Popeyes when I got there. Starbucks was next to Popeyes. And I go to Save-A-Lot, avoiding Walmart, and grab, something to make quick. And so I get chips and dip to snack on my way home. And so that's in my front seat also. So I have my purse, I have my chips, the dip, and this liquor bag. And I grab these chips and I walk across the street with them because they're following me now. I walk across the street with them and I put them in their yard, like without going in their yard, so from the street. And they stay there for a moment and they eat those, and I make another trip inside. And then I realize they're still there and I'm like, fuck. And I put the those patties, the breakfast patties, in the microwave and do the same thing with them. I take those out, give them to them on my porch because they're back at the porch looking inside. And after that, I gave them some milk. So I grabbed 2 bowls and I put milk in it, like some of the Chef Staple milk. I grab a thing of Chef Staple out the cabinet and I put it in the bowl, and I take the bowls outside and give it to them. I haven't seen their parts, so I don't even know if they're like, but I just know that the black and white one is a male from how it acts. Like anyways, so he's not really interested in the milk, but the female likes it. And to not waste it, because they were still like following me around, tried to do that again to distract them. But they were following me, and so she kind of got pulled away from the milk following us. And I put it in one bowl then because I realized that they wouldn't mind drinking together. And I take that around the back of my house, and I'm like, I'll sit it here, not for no one or nothing to get it, but to not waste it and not have to deal with throwing it out tonight, And I come inside, and now my door is closed. Oh, so look, after that, like, this is like, they follow me, so I must have went back over there. Okay, and this time I put them in their gate twice. I put them inside their fence twice. Okay. They were breaking back out, so, but not right away, or maybe they were breaking out right away, but just not like making it obvious to me and not coming right over here. So this is like midnight now, and I'm like, the dogs are back at my door, and the one, he'll bark. Yesterday, that's how he was handling it last night. He barked at me, let me know that he was there. And the female, she was I think it's a female, the brown one, timid. I'm exhausted. I really just want to sleep, and they won't allow me to. I want to rest. The world is running off me not getting sleep right now. So they're back, and now I'm like, fuck, but I'm out of food, and I really don't want to handle. I won't pet them because I don't, those are not my dogs. And I don't play that shit for real, and I don't like their owners. And I know they're an extension of their owners, and I know how agents do use animals and they act through them, and so they're back, and I'm like, fuck, I'm out of stuff to give them. You know, like I don't have anything else that I don't want or I'm not going to eat. And I get some cheese out the refrigerator and I cut up like this is cheese I just got because I'm gonna make macaroni and cheese. Trying to get my dairy in. Anyways, so macaroni and cheese. No, so cheese. I get this cheese and I cut up about a fourth of the block. Okay, because I'm like I can't believe how much these little dogs eat. You know, and another thing is, say their owners do come back to last night. You know, I'm like I don't want to overfeed them or upset their stomachs because I don't know their pet. You know, I don't know if they're on a strict diet or not. And they got all this table scrap. You know, but I know the raw meat would agree with them, and the dairy shouldn't bother them. So I tried to balance the two out, is what I was doing. But um, after they eat this cheese, I try to put them back in their cage again. But as on the way over there, I realized they hadn't ate those chips. They were only tearing up like the meat. So it was still like chips. So I started picking, I'm like, oh, fuck, and y'all trying to get me mixed up in it and let your owner know I'd have fed you and shit. And you know what I'm saying? So I'm talking shit to him. And I'm like picking these chips up off the ground and letting him eat them out my hand now. I figure if I hold them in my hand, he'll eat them that way. And then I put them back inside their fence. And I come inside and that was the end of it. I watched a little bit of a movie that I grabbed from the Dollar Tree. And went to sleep after having my 2 drinks. And then they wake me this morning and they're being extremely aggressive. Okay, so look, this ain't about what those details that I'm writing about. This is about the dogs only. I wake up and I'm like, well, I can't say that what I was saying. I don't know why the agents are being aggressive with me, first of all. And this verbal aggressiveness quickly leads to physical aggressiveness. And now they're attacking me. You wouldn't believe the shit that happened. You got to read. You got to read. So look. And then I get up and I'm moving about. And they got mad about that. And they poisoned me to keep me down. And then next thing I know, I hear something in my backyard or whatever. I hear like it sounded like they knocked something down in one of those 2 rooms, so either in the utility room or in there. But I'm like, there's nothing to knock down or knock over, you know, paranormal type stuff that ain't paranormal. It's literally agents that knock my shit over. But they were just trying to get my attention, and you know, it very well may have been a stage sound, and I couldn't differ. I go and I check my back door, and they were mad about that. They were mad that I didn't check for these dogs as soon as I got up. Those aren't my dogs. And I don't want no dogs, and I don't want no pets, and we keep going over this. Like, me and the feds are going over. They wanted me to get. Look, anyways, I go and I check my back door, and I look near the ladder where I left that milk out of sight and realize it's empty. So I'm like, oh, okay, you know, they came and got the milk or whatever. And then they got mad that I didn't bring the bowl in it immediately. And I had to I let them know that I know they were lying on me and trying to pin the dogs on me and claim my activity, okay? And I'm like, and I'm showing y'all that don't shit move in my yard unless I move it. It's still out there. And don't nobody come in my yard, and now y'all got these little 8 paws all over it. Calling them people. So It's at the end of it. They knocked a couple more times. Doggy knocks at my front door. I haven't fed them, won't feed them. I can tell they're shivering and cold. I won't let them in. I won't have anything, and they are sabotaging me in a way. Like when I gave him that cheese last night, someone rolled by, and I swear it might have been that motherfucking elder, but I was so distracted and watching myself because they're like hoppy, they're energetic. So I was, yeah, I think it might have been that elder. But since then, like, they've hit my porch a number of times, and like my door has always been closed. I've opened the door twice out of however many times they've been out there. And I've been looking at them from a different angle to know that they're on my porch. I haven't shooed them away, like I would do the cats. Because they aren't strays. They live with nasty motherfuckers. And I'm like, at some point they gonna come get them. Yeah, I mean, you left your motherfucking dogs outside when you left home, and you left them outside. So it's not like they don't know that they're outside. They just probably don't know that they're loose. But they know that too, okay? Like, this whole acting like you don't know thing. I hate having to put this kind of shit in words because, mind you, I'm working with federal, like, not working with, but I'm being, the element that's attacking me is federal government agents, and they own the population of people, okay? Like, they use them. So these are like informed agents, what we would refer to as a possessed person. An informed agent operating through another. Okay? So the motherfuckers know what's going on at their house even though they ain't at home. And soliciting lies about what's taking place. So they said that they were trying to... anyway, so none of that matter. Yeah, I just want to show you the dogs. Well, that was only one of them. Doggies. She said she gonna stay away from me now. Bitch, you better.